joining me for this all levels class. And today, working with the theme of back bends, heart openers. Something that's very important, that it's often people think that they can't do back bends because their shoulders are very tight, or their spine is not very flexible. But often it can also be because your front body is tight. So that means your hips, right? Your hip flexors, your quads, and even your abdominal walls. So with that being said, we're gonna be doing all that today. So we're gonna work from head to toe, focus on the shoulders. The heart is also the body parts that normally we like to work to do back bends, is also touching the rib cage, right? So opening the side body and activating the core. So the core is very important for us to do safe back bends to keep the spine nice and protected, all right? So let's start seated today. Find a comfortable position, whatever comfortable means to you today. You can just simply cross your legs in easy pose. You may sit on your heels, or you can extend the legs out if your knees are tender today. And you may rest your hands on your knees, or you can even just take one hand to the heart and then stack that other hand on top, and just start to notice here the breath, your heart beating, noticing what kind of energy you brought into your mat today. Notice your energy level. Notice the mind as the thoughts comes and goes. And if your hands are at the heart, then bring the palms to touch for Namaste. And just take a moment here to perhaps set an intention for you today. It can be the very first thing that comes to your heart, or whatever brought you to your mat. Nothing crazy, nothing fancy. Having an intention is usually very helpful to keep us focused and in the present moment. And then slowly release the hands, circle the arms out and up, stretch the fingertips towards the sky. Good, and now open twist to your left. As you sit tall here, start to activate through the belly. So we're creating compression here. Slide the shoulders down away from your ears as you gaze towards that left shoulder. Come back to center, inhale, lengthen the spine, and then exhale, twist to the other side. Take mindful breaths here and start to deepen the breath a little bit more, cultivating what we call the Ujjayi breath, that ocean sound breath like. And then back to center, friends. Take an inhale. As you exhale, take your left hand to the floor, reach up and over. So we're starting to open that side body. As you do this, notice if your right sit bone wants to come off the ground. Try to root down here. Keep a strong foundation. Now, keep the upper body soft and easy. One more breath in. Find a little more sensation. And then slowly back to center. Breathe in. And breathe out, switch sides. Keep the shoulders squared and leveled as you open the chest and tuck the chin. One more breath here. And come back to center. Inhale. Exhale, cactus your arms. You're gonna take your right elbow under the left. So stack your elbows, and then the palms may or may not touch. If they don't, bring the back of the hand. seated, you're gonna inhale, lift your elbows, arch your spine. Exhale, round. Tuck your chin towards the chest. Feel the upper back and mid back rounding. Inhale, lift. Exhale, curl the spine. Final one, breathe in. And breathe out. Release your arms, inhale. Fold as you exhale. So the hands comes to the floor in front of you. You may move your head, yes and no. Open and close your mouth. If you have a lot of tension right now into your upper body, on your face, this is your chance to start to soften a bit more. Breathe into that low back and outer hips. And gently walk the hands back. Now switch your legs. Bring the opposite shin in front. Circle the arms, breathe in. As you breathe out, we're gonna twist one more time. So twist to your left. See if you can twist a little deeper this time. Stay active through your twist. You may notice as you switch your legs, the range of motion may be slightly different. Relax those shoulders a bit more. Twist a little deeper. And come back to center. Exhale to the other side. So again, always following your breath. The breath is your foundation. Alignment gives us stability. Breathe in big. Exhale, slowly twist a little more. Return to center, stretch your arms up. Exhale, back to that side stretch. So left hand comes to the floor. Maybe you come down to your forearm this time, as long as, you know, if it's available to you and you're not compromising the integrity of the pose. Keep breathing from the hip point all the way to the fingertips. And then inhale, lengthen. Exhale, switch sides. Remember that less is more sometimes. So if you're feeling that you're being physically challenged, right? If you're carrying tension, tightness, go slow, go easy on yourself. Come back to center, inhale. Cactus your arms. You're gonna take your left elbow under this time. Good, find that Garuda arm, take an inhale, lift your elbows, arch. Exhale, round. Maybe you even roll towards that tailbone. This time, go a little deeper. Inhale, arch. Exhale, curl the spine. Final one, breathe in. And breathe out. Circle the arms, reach. Exhale, fold. Slide the shoulders down on your back. See if you can just find stillness here. And notice where perhaps the breath gets stuck. As we focus on opening the heart, right, creating more space, it's about also expanding the breath. Walk the hands slowly, and then we're gonna come to all fours. So if you have any issues with your knees or tender knees today, you can always use your blanket or towel. You can move here a couple of times in your cat and cow just to reset a little bit. stack the hips over the knees, pull that belly in, walk the hands forward as much as you can. Take a breath in through the nose. Exhale, release your chest to the floor. Puppy pose. The hands can be wider than the shoulders, but I do want you to have your arms nice and straight and soak your palms into the earth here as you claw the fingers so the arms are nice and active. You're plugging the shoulders into the sockets and breathing deeply into the armpits and in between the shoulder blades. One more breath. Notice if the belly just wants to hang. Remember, you're drawing the navel towards the spine. Final breath here. And press your forearms. Slowly come to your belly. You're gonna keep your shoulders over the elbows here. Point your toes back. Think as if you're pulling the hands back towards the elbows, but your hands are not moving, but energetically you're drawing the heels of the hands back. Now, really tone the legs so the knees lift off the ground. Take another breath here. And slowly release. Let's get a little bit more into the shoulders before we start to pick up the pace, friends. Walk your left hand out to the side. Your hand is in line with the shoulder. Take a breath in. Exhale. You're gonna roll towards the left shoulder. Take your right foot to the ground. Taking this wishbone pose, maybe reach your arm up. You can take a half bind here, taking your hand behind your back. You can even get into the hip a little bit, just bending the knee. And then slowly, mindfully release, come back to your belly. Extend your right arm out to the side. Roll towards your right shoulder. Keep your head relaxed. Ask yourself what variation you need on the side. And breathe. Direct your breath into the chest and also into the back of the heart. When we're dealing with stress, when we feel anxious, we tend to send a lot into the shoulders, into the neck, the upper body in general, even our heart, right? Sometimes it feels like the heart is like shrinking and you feel that tightness into your chest. So today we're gonna release all that. Slowly come back to your belly. Take your hands under the shoulders, press back into a child's pose first. Stretch, let those hips get heavy towards the heels, hands reach forward, and then find downward dog. In your downward dog, take a moment here if you want to paddle your feet. Lift your sits bones. You're gonna start to bring awareness to the core now. Inhale, find a floating tabletop here. So the shins are hovering over your sticky mat. So the shins are parallel to the floor. The shoulders are over the wrists. Your neck is nice and long. That belly draws in. Breathe here. Find stillness. Remind yourself that all you need, you have everything within you, right? You don't need anything that's external. So tap into your strength, into your power, and press back to downward dog. You're gonna start to notice the heat is gonna start to build. One more time, inhale, shift forward, hover the shins. You're gonna stay here, or if you need more, you're gonna draw that right knee towards your nose.
And switch. Take your left knee, hover that right knee, pull that belly in, dome the spine, and find downward dog. One more breath. Final one, hover. Stay here. Feel those quads firming up as well. Keep pressing through the palms. Avoid sinking into the shoulders. Final breath here, friends. And press back to downward dog. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the mouth. Make your way to the top of your mat. Press your hands on your shins. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms, reach all the way up. Palms touch, draw the hands to the heart center. Inhale, reach, grow tall. Exhale, heart leads the way. Soften the knees, keep a flat back, fold. Breathe in to lengthen. And breathe out, slowly step back to plank. Lower all the way down to your belly. Inhale for Cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, release. Lace the fingers behind your back. You're gonna keep your feet pressing down on the ground. Tone the legs. Inhale. Exhale, lift. So keep your neck nice and long. The feet are down. The knuckles are stretching towards the wall behind you and away from your spine. Lift an inch higher. Draw the navel in. And release. Turn your head to one side. Windshield wipe your legs. Just let go. And then press back to downward dog. Bend your knees, look forward. Travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise, mountain pose. Exhale, hands to the heart center. All right, breathe in and breathe out. Take an inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come all the way to a plank. All right. We're gonna do a plank up and down, very slow with control. Your knees can be down on the floor as well. So you're gonna lower down to your forearms, and then you're gonna press yourself up. We're gonna do this just 4 times, not that many times. But really bring awareness to the belly. And then you're gonna hold that forearm plank on your last one. Stay here with me. Press those heels back. Keep the shoulders over the elbows. Pull the belly in. The neck is nice and long. You can do this, friends. One more breath. And release. Child's pose. Option to bring your arms by the sides of your body and give your shoulders a break. Find downward dog. All right, raise your right leg to the sky. Step your right foot forward. Gently bring your left knee to the ground. Inhale, sweep your arms high. Square the hips here. Now cactus your arms. You're gonna take your left elbow under the right. So we're gonna do the same Garuda arms. So left elbow under right, palms touch or the back of the hands. Square off your hips, keep pressing through your right heel. Inhale, lift your arms up and back. So as you do this, make sure you're relaxing the tops of your shoulders. Let the pelvis, the hips feel heavy. Dig your right heel on the ground. Release your hands to the floor. Keep your left hand down. Inhale, raise your right arm to the sky. First, take a twist here. Loop that left shoulder down on your back. Reach your fingertips back towards your foot. You're gonna bend your left knee, grab a hold of your foot or your ankle. That's when a strap or a towel may be helpful. Lean back here. So think of the tips of the shoulder blades kissing behind the back to support the back of the heart. Now really direct your breath into your quad and your hip flexor. One final breath here. And mindfully release. Step back to plank. Inhale at the top of your push-up. Exhale, you can take a flow, or you can just press back to downward dog. Moving slow with mindfulness, with intention, devotion. Breathe in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale, raise your left leg to the sky. Step your left foot forward. Gently, right knee comes down to the ground. Inhale, reach your arms high. Low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Offer your pose here. Cactus your arms. Take your right elbow under the left. Bring your palms to touch or not. And then start to lift your gaze as you lift your elbows. Take your hands away from the face. Again, keep the upper body soft and easy. Find the sweetness of the pose. Always engaging where is necessary and soften where you can. One more breath. See if you can find a little more sensation here. And slowly release. Frame your foot. Keep your right hand on the ground. Inhale, raise your left arm high. Try not to rush the process, right? Stay present to whatever is happening right now. Now reach your fingertips back towards that right foot. You can shift your hips back, grab a hold of your foot or your ankle for that quad stretch. Again, notice where you might have difficulty to get the breath to go. One more breath, friends. Mindfully release. We're stepping back to a plank, flow, move like you, or just hold a breath in the plank and then find your downward dog. Take a couple breaths here. Bend your knees, look forward, travel to the top of your mat. Breathe in to lengthen. Breathe out to fold. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, cactus your arms, press your hips forward. Inhale, reach. One more time. Exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sit low, chair pose. In this chair pose, I want you to reach your hands back. You can either just extend your arms or you can lace the fingers and bind here. So the intention is to keep the chest open. Draw the navel in. Soften a little bit more. So as we create a little bit more space in our hearts today, right? We unclutter, getting rid of what does not serve us so we can create space to cultivate more of the things that we need in our lives. Sit an inch lower. Keep the bind, slowly fold. Rinse those knuckles away from your spine. Let your head hang here. Breathe deeply through the back body. Let that torso drape over the legs. Another breath here. And release your hands down to the earth. Step your left foot back. Gently bring your knees to the floor, your knee to the floor. Inhale, arms reach. Low lunge. Just cactus your arms here. And see if you can get in a little bit more here in this pose. Finding something a little bit that will give you a little bit more sensation. Finding something new, whether it's in the front of that left hip, your quad, or maybe into the heart space. Final one. And then slowly frame your right foot. So we were here not too long ago. Keep your left hand on the floor. Raise your right arm to the sky. Twist. See if you can stack the right shoulder on top of the left. So you're leaning back. Reach your hand back towards that left foot. Bend your knee. This time you have the option to take your left hand to your foot as well. Going a little bit deeper. So this is really going to get into that front body here, friends. I know it can be quite intense. Another way to do this on your own at home, you can use the wall as a support. So this left foot can come towards the wall. That quad may be screaming a little bit at you. Keep the shoulders and hips squared. Lift your gaze. Breathe. Mindfully release, or not mindfully. And then slowly pull the hips back. Take a little runner stretch here. Breathe into that hamstring. Inhale, rebend your right knee. Curl the back toes under. Press back, three-legged dog. Bend your knees, stack your hips open. You can draw circles with your knee and get into the hip, or you can flip your dog here. Bringing both feet parallel to each other. Lift the hips, gaze back. Press through the feet. Keep that palm pressing down the ground. And then slowly come back to downward dog. Inhale, slide forward plank. Exhale, take your back bend. Whatever heart opener that best serves you at this moment. We find downward dog. Just ground yourself, pause, observe, and then raise your left leg to the sky, step your left foot forward. Right knee comes down to the floor, reach your arms high. This time, bring the palms to touch. And then you're gonna bring the prayer behind your head so the fingertips are pointing down towards the floor. Just rest your head here into the hands. Keep the hips heavy but not collapsing towards the floor. Breathe into the upper back. Another mindful breath in. Slow breath out. Slowly hands come to the ground. Right hand stays on the floor. Raise your left arm. Just twist first. Breathe into the heart space. Reach the fingertips back. Grab a hold of your foot or your ankle. And then again, you have the option to take your right hand to your foot as well and go a little bit deeper into this quad stretch. We have 2 more breaths here. Use your breath, direct your breath. Use this opportunity to just be present. Final one. Gracefully release. Shift your hips back, extend through the left leg. Just another breath in. And then inhale, rebend your left knee, curl the back toes under, press back, 3-legged dog. So left heel reaches up to the sky, bend your knees, stack your hips open. If you're just stacking the hips, keeping those shoulders squared and leveled, or maybe flipping your dog, taking your feet parallel to each other. Press those hips nice and high, gaze back, offer your pose. Come back to downward dog. Inhale, shift forward to plank, lower down to your belly and hold. All right, friends. So we're gonna do our final quad stretch. So you're gonna bring your right forearm parallel to the short side of your mat here. You're gonna bend your left knee and your hand grabs a hold of your foot. Maybe you hold your foot with your elbow. The fingertips can even point forward. So you're still in a back bend here, but you're opening the quad. And slowly release, switch sides. So your left forearm stays on the ground, right hand grabs a hold of your foot. Keep both hip points facing the floor, pressing on the ground. And slowly release. Just bring your head to the floor. Relax your arms. Take a moment here. Sway the hips a little bit. All right, so we're gonna go into bow pose. So you're gonna be bending both knees, and if this is not available to you, that's totally fine. You can just do locust pose, which is extending the arms and lifting the feet, or you can lace the fingers again behind your back. The full expression of the pose is bending the knees. Grab a hold of your foot or ankles. Now bring your knees to touch. Rest your forehead on the floor. You're gonna inhale. As you exhale, you kick your feet. Breathe in. Exhale. Kick your feet. Lift. Kick, kick, kick. You lift your gaze slightly, but you're not crunching the neck here. One more breath. Shift the weight more into the legs. Breathe. And slowly release. Turn your head to the other side. And windshield wipe the legs. Let's take child's pose. You're gonna bring your knees to touch for this one. And just sit on your heels. Give yourself permission to fully rest. Allow yourself to relax here. It is in the moments of stillness that we allow the body to absorb the benefits of each pose. If you were building too much heat, you can exhale through the mouth. All right, press up and back to downward facing dog. Raise your right leg to the sky. Take your right knee to your right elbow. Press back. Knee to your left elbow. And lengthen. Knee to your nose. Plant your foot. Ground your left foot on the ground. Rise for warrior two. Good. Breathe here. Tone the legs as you press your feet on the ground. Relax the shoulders, but wake up your arms. Flip your right palm, reach up and back. Peaceful warrior. Now, you're gonna take your right hand behind your neck, and your left hand is gonna reach for the fingertips here. If that's not happening, your hand can come to your elbow. Now bend your knee. Keep pressing the back of your head into your arm. Now straighten your right leg. Pivot your foot. Keep your bind. Take another breath in. Exhale, slowly start to hinge at the hips. So you're working with Gomukhasana arms. The shoulders should be fairly open and warm. So if this bind is usually challenging for you, it might be a little easier right now. But also using your strap or grabbing the shirt works as well. One more breath here. Press through your feet. Inhale, slowly come up with a flat back. Good, and release your arms. Take a breath in. And exhale through the mouth. Inhale, sweep your arms. Exhale, open warrior two to the other side. Make sure you're not reaching forward, keeping the shoulders over the pelvis here. Flip your left palm, reach up and back. Just take another breath here in your peaceful warrior. See if you can bend your knee another inch. And then take your left hand behind your head. Right hand reaches for the left. And the bind may be completely different on the other side, friends. Don't forget about the commitment of your legs right now. So keep working that leg about 90 degree angle. Pull your belly in. And then straighten your leg, pivot your foot. Take an inhale. Exhale, slowly fold. Last breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Press through your feet, tone the belly, come all the way up. And release your arms. Take a breath in and a breath out. Just come to stand at the top of your mat. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Breathe in to lengthen. As you breathe out, plant your hands, a step or jump. You can move through your flow or skip if you need to preserve your energy. We meet in downward dog. Bridge your right leg high. Step your right foot forward. Inhale, rise, warrior two. So shape is familiar to you right now. We were just here. Flip your right palm, reach up and back. Peaceful warrior. Come back to your warrior two. We're gonna work on a balancing pose. It can also turn into a back bend as well. So you're going to take your left hand to your hip. Right hand comes to the floor towards the pinky toe side. If you have a block, you can use a block. Now slowly raise your left leg about hip height. It doesn't have to be super high. Your right hand is in line with your shoulder. Maybe you just stay here. Otherwise, bend your left knee, grab a hold of your foot, and kick that foot towards the wall behind you. So this is Chapasana, sugar cane. And you can just bend your knee and curl the hamstring if you cannot grab a hold of your foot. So really open the heart space here. Final breath. Slowly, gracefully release that foot. Come back to warrior two. Inhale. Stay for the exhale. Straighten your leg, pivot your foot, take a breath in, and fold. Give yourself a break, slow down the breath. Choose an arm variation. You can grab the elbows with opposite hands. You can take the hands to your ankles. Keep working towards getting that spine long and the crown of the head to reach the floor. Hands to your hips, press through the feet. Inhale, rise. And exhale. Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale, open, warrior two. Allow yourself to just be in the present moment. Allow yourself not to go into the future, to try to anticipate what's going to happen next. Even though you know it's coming, right? The body knows. But try to enjoy right here, right now. Flip that palm, reach up and back. Notice the need to escape the pose. Come back to your warrior two. All right, right hand to the hip, fingertips towards the floor. Pinky toe side about a foot in front, and then slowly raise your leg. First thing, friends, is really to focus on that standing leg. Find the stability here. Tone the leg. Once you have your balance, you may bend your knee. You can just bend the knees and stay here. Or you can reach for your foot or ankle. And then you kick that foot towards the wall behind you. Don't forget to breathe though. Slowly with control release. Come back to warrior.
warrior two. Inhale. And exhale. Straighten your leg, pivot your foot, breathe in. And breathe out. Hinge at the hips. Fold a little bit more. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, walk your hands towards your right foot. You can move through a flow, final flow, or just press back to downward dog. We're gonna take pigeon pose here. So take your right knee behind your right wrist. Right foot towards your left wrist. Now curl the back toes under and walk that foot away from you and untuck the toes. So sit nice and tall. If you notice you have a big gap between your sit bone and the floor, you can always take a little blanket or a block under the sit bone. Maybe stay here, or you can slowly come down to the forearms, or you can reach your arms in front of you. Take 5 mindful slow breaths. Give yourself permission to soften. As we may continue to stay present to sensations, right? Without reacting. Just observing. Without judgment, disappointment. Take 2 more breaths. See if you can go a little deeper here. Start to walk the hands back. You're gonna roll towards your right sit bone. Bring your left leg around and cross it over the right. So you're sitting nice and tall here. Both sits bones are pressing down on the ground. You're gonna take your right elbow outside your left leg and twist. Make sure the shoulders stay over the hips. Press your left big toe on the floor. Grow a little taller, inhale. Twist a little more, exhale. Slowly release, take a counter twist. And then from here, you can go straight into your pigeon on the left side, or you can press back to a downward dog. Curl those back toes under, walk the foot away from you. Again, maybe you use a little prop as a support. If you notice that, again, you have that big gap, and one hip may feel completely different than the other. Whenever you feel ready, you may walk the hands forward. Allow yourself to go into that peaceful, quiet space within yourself. All the work, all your dedication
meditation today to create space, to unclutter. So you may expand your breath, expand, open your heart for more kindness, more empathy, forgiveness, love. Less of the heaviness, sadness, jealousy, judgment. 2 more breaths here. Start to walk your hands back if you feel ready. If not, you may stay a little longer. Roll towards that left sit bone and then cross your right leg over the left. Adjust here as needed. But whatever you do, again, you're pressing the foundation, the sits bones on the ground. Take your right hand behind you. Inhale, reach your left arm up. Exhale, hook your elbow and twist. Keep pressing your right foot on the ground. Use the elbow to press into the leg. And slowly release. Take that counter twist. And release, friends. All right, we're gonna take a little altar pose here, reverse tabletop. Hands behind your sacrum, fingers point towards you. Your feet are hip width apart. First, stack the knees over your ankles. Lift your hips nice and high. One more breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Slowly lower the hips down to the ground. Extend your legs in front of you. Rock the hips back. Inhale, reach the arms. And then slowly fold. Take 3 mindful breaths here. And then slowly release. You're gonna come down to your back. Hug both knees in. Maybe rock from side to side. Draw circles. Maybe massaging that low back. Just noticing anything that might be left in there. Any final pose that your body may be asking for, you can take another twist. You can take a little happy baby here for a couple breaths. And then find your shavasana, your final relaxation. You can hug the knees in, curl into a tight little ball. Say something kind to yourself. And then release for your shavasana, extending your legs and your arms. Just giving yourself permission to let go, to receive, to soften. Close your eyes, relax your legs, your feet, chest, arms, hands and fingers. Just surrender.